So there's that part. And then when you're talking about Diddy, you have all the other stuff that we've been hearing for years. Plus,
Puff beat up till she got up under the, beat up literally till she tried to run up under the car.
Wow.
The world of celebrity gossip has always been full of twists and turns, but the ongoing drama surrounding Sean Diddy Combs and his family is shaping up to be one of the most shocking sagas in recent memory. Once celebrated as a music mogul and cultural icon, Diddy now finds himself at the center of a storm of allegations that have not only tarnished his legacy, but also dragged his sons, Christian and Justin Combs, into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. It's a tale of power, betrayal, and scandal that seems almost too wild to believe, but as the details continue to unravel, it's clear that this family's empire is crumbling before our eyes.
Says that he had his son bring girls over to the parties, usually underage girls.
The accusations against Diddy's sons add yet another layer to the growing list of controversies surrounding the Combs dynasty. Christian, also known as King Combs, has been hit with allegations that have shocked the public, with claims of inappropriate behavior during a yacht party in 2022. According to the accuser, a stewardess named Grace, what was supposed to be a serene and respectful family excursion turned into a chaotic nightmare. Grace alleges that Christian displayed unacceptable behavior, cornering her in a private room and forcing her into a deeply uncomfortable situation. In a very patient and kind of a narcissist when the situation is intolerable and forced to bear him and gaze. The details of the story are unsettling, and while Christian has denied the allegations, the damage to his reputation is undeniable. This isn't just a case of one person's word against another. It's part of a broader pattern that's beginning to emerge about the Combs family's alleged treatment of those around them.
Yeah, but so there's still, I mean, it's crazy too because there's still more happening in court. Like, I mean, everything is still active even though we're not hearing about it as much anymore. And the people may be fatigued like we talked about prior to.
Justin Combs, Diddy's eldest son, hasn't been spared from controversy either. Known for his lavish lifestyle and love of over-the-top parties, Justin reportedly has a reputation among Los Angeles luxury property brokers as someone who wreaks havoc at rental homes. Sources claim that Justin has been effectively blacklisted from renting high-end properties after repeatedly violating agreements and throwing wild gatherings that left homes in disarray. One broker even alleged that Justin would promise to host small, intimate gatherings, only for hundreds of guests to show up, leaving behind destruction and chaos. While these claims might seem relatively tame compared to the allegations swirling around his father, they paint a picture of a family that seems to thrive on excess and disregard for boundaries.
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood, but one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
But what's truly shocking is how these allegations against Christian and Justin intersect with the much larger and darker accusations against their father. Diddy's legal troubles have escalated to catastrophic levels, with claims of misconduct and exploitation dominating headlines. From accusations of using his power to manipulate and intimidate, Diddy's once glittering image has been completely shattered. The revelations have sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, with even his most loyal supporters struggling to reconcile the man they thought they knew with the man being described in countless lawsuits.
It sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping.
What's more, the internal dynamics of the Combs family seem to be unraveling under the weight of these scandals. Insiders have whispered about growing tensions within the family, with some suggesting that Christian and Justin are distancing themselves from their father's troubles. Others, however, claim that the sons are quietly pointing the finger at Diddy, hoping to shield themselves from the fallout by allowing him to take the full brunt of the blame. It's a heartbreaking turn of events for a family that once portrayed itself as unbreakable, a dynasty built on love, loyalty, and shared success. But as the lawsuits pile up and the accusations grow more damning, it seems that even the strongest family bonds can be tested beyond repair.
Guys, we are lucky to have Precious Miura here, and she's been at the Diddy parties, and she's about to spill some secrets.
The cracks in the family's foundation have been visible for some time now. Justin's legal troubles earlier this year, when he was arrested under suspicion of reckless behavior while driving, seemed to foreshadow the chaos that was to come. His mother, Misa Helton, took to social media in the aftermath of the incident, directing pointed criticism at Diddy and suggesting that his influence had negatively impacted their son. "The truth shall set you free," she wrote in a fiery post, hinting at deeper issues within the family. While some dismissed her comments as the frustrations of a concerned parent, others saw them as a glimpse into the dysfunction lurking behind the Combs family's carefully curated public image. Christian, on the other hand, has tried to maintain a more polished persona. Known for following in his father's footsteps as an artist and entertainer, he has long been seen as the heir apparent to Diddy's empire. But the recent allegations against him have cast a shadow over his burgeoning career, leaving many to wonder whether he'll ever be able to step out from under the cloud of scandal that now hangs over the family name. For someone who once seemed destined to carry on his father's legacy, the future now looks uncertain at best. And then there's Diddy himself, the man at the center of it all. Once celebrated as a pioneer in the music industry and a symbol of Black excellence, he now faces accusations that could permanently dismantle his empire. The allegations against him are not just legal battles. They're moral indictments that have led many to question the true nature of his rise to power. The stories that have emerged about his extravagant parties, his alleged mistreatment of those in his inner circle, and his reported efforts to silence critics paint a troubling picture of a man who may have built his success on the suffering of others.
I mean, that fact in of itself is a big deal, because when you're talking about going back in time and talking about these allegations from other alleged victims, you know, there's not a lot of police reports, but you guys actually have one. And is that going to be revealed? Are we going to be able to see it?
Yes, as soon as I file my lawsuit in civil court, I will be attaching the...
The scandals have also revealed the extent to which Diddy's influence once protected him from scrutiny. For years, he was untouchable, a larger-than-life figure who seemed to defy the rules that governed everyone else. But as more alleged victims come forward, it's becoming clear that even the most powerful figures can be held accountable. The lawsuits and criminal charges against Diddy don't just threaten his personal freedom, they threaten to dismantle the very empire he spent decades building. What's particularly striking is how the celebrity community has responded, or in many cases failed to respond, to the accusations against Diddy. While some have quietly distanced themselves from him, others have remained conspicuously silent. The lack of public support from high-profile figures who once counted themselves as Diddy's closest allies speaks volumes about the severity of the allegations. It's as if the entertainment world is holding its breath, waiting to see how the legal proceedings unfold before choosing a side.
Everyone keeps saying to me, like, how did you keep, why did you keep going? Why were you there? I'm like, it literally is around me. If I don't stay at home, this is the atmosphere I'm in. Like, I have no choice.
Even as the Combs family faces mounting scrutiny, rumors continue to swirl about what's happening behind the scenes. Some claim that Diddy's relatives are already jockeying for position, vying for control of his assets in anticipation of a potential conviction. Others suggest that Diddy himself is desperately trying to broker a deal to avoid the harshest consequences of the charges against him. It's a tangled web of intrigue and betrayal, one that seems poised to unravel further as the legal battles drag on.
And he is very, very dominant. Like, he wants to control the situation. He wants to control his inner circle. He wants to make everyone have a good time and enjoy his parties. And so, it is scary, because you think, this person, or possibly his social network or the people he's around, could make or break your career.
For now, the future of the Combs empire remains uncertain. The family that once seemed untouchable is now fighting to salvage what's left of its legacy, but the odds are stacked against them. With each new lawsuit, each new allegation, the cracks in their foundation grow wider. The question now is not just whether Diddy will face justice, but whether the family as a whole can survive the fallout of these scandals. As the legal battles continue to unfold, one thing is clear: the world will be watching every step of the way. And just when you think the story couldn't get any more explosive, there's always another twist waiting around the corner.
If you say the wrong thing, or you complain, or I don't know, there's an element where you're just, I guess manipulated in a way to make you feel like, oh, you have to please everyone around you. You can't say anything wrong. You don't want to say a bad thing, or you know, when they're constantly asking you, would you like to do drugs? And you're like, well, I don't do drugs. And they're like, well, why don't you do drugs?
But what happens when the allegations extend beyond Diddy himself, implicating other high-profile figures in the entertainment industry? Stay tuned, because the revelations are only just beginning. So here's the question. When the walls start closing in on a figure as powerful as Sean Diddy Combs, who gets caught in the ripple effect? The answer, apparently, is anyone who has ever been close to him. Friends, colleagues, business partners, and even other high-profile celebrities. The fallout from the allegations against Diddy has created a web so tangled, it's pulling in some of the most famous names in the entertainment industry. And as the story unfolds, it's becoming clear that this isn't just about Diddy. It's about an entire network of power, influence, and secrets that's now being exposed.
I don't know the consequences of what that could have been. So I didn't really talk about it. I should have gone to the police. I should have said something other than to my agent. I'm just thankful that there was somebody there. There was somebody at that party who helped me, because I could have ended up in a really bad situation.
Let's start with the people who once stood shoulder to shoulder with Diddy at the height of his career. Names like Jay-Z, Beyonce, and even Will Smith have been whispered in connection to the broader scandal. While none of these A-listers have been directly accused of any wrongdoing, their past associations with Diddy have led to widespread speculation. After all, these were the people who attended his infamous parties, collaborated with him on projects, and in some cases publicly praised him as a trailblazer. Now, as the allegations pile up, many of these same figures have gone completely silent. It's a calculated silence, one that speaks volumes. Are they distancing themselves out of fear that their names might get dragged into the mess? Or is it simply self-preservation in an industry where guilt by association can destroy careers overnight?
He was using, allegedly, these events to invite them back to these private mansion parties and hotel parties and God knows what else. But he was utilizing the branded events to be able to, you know, get the girls to come over to his private spaces.
Take Jay-Z, for example. Once considered Diddy's equal in terms of influence and wealth, the two were often seen together at events and even collaborated on ventures that shaped the music industry. But in the wake of the scandal, Jay-Z has been conspicuously absent from any discussions about Diddy. Some insiders claim that Jay-Z has privately expressed his frustration with being linked to the controversy, while others suggest that he's been quietly cooperating with authorities to protect his own interests. And then there's Beyonce, whose carefully curated image leaves no room for controversy. She has stayed completely out of the conversation, and her team has reportedly gone into overdrive to ensure that her name doesn't get drugged into the narrative. It's a stark contrast to the public support she and Jay-Z have shown for other causes, leading many to wonder, what do they know and why aren't they speaking out?
There is so many people involved in this situation that works the machine here, that, you know, Diddy's obviously the head of the whole situation, you know, the king of parties, but there is multiple other people involved that are helping along the situation or, you know, participating in.
But it's not just Diddy's fellow musicians who are under scrutiny. Rumors have begun circulating about his connections to Hollywood's elite, with some suggesting that actors like Will Smith were regular attendees at his private gatherings. Former attendee of one of Diddy's parties recently alleged that the guest list often included A-list actors, some of whom were said to have participated in the more secretive parts of the night. While these claims remain unverified, they've added fuel to the fire, sparking debates about just how far-reaching Diddy's influence really was. Will Smith, for his part, has also remained silent. Those sources close to him have hinted that he's deeply concerned about the potential for his name to be dragged into the scandal.
Did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming alcohol and things of that nature.
And then there's the broader celebrity community, which seems to be collectively holding its breath. High-profile figures like Rihanna, Drake, and even Justin Bieber have all had past associations with Diddy, whether through collaborations or appearances at his events. Now, many of these stars are scrambling to distance themselves, with some reportedly going as far as scrubbing their social media accounts of any mention of him. It's a striking move, one that underscores just how toxic Diddy's name has become in the industry. But it also raises questions about their complicity. Were they simply unaware of what was happening behind closed doors? Or did they turn a blind eye to protect their careers? What's particularly interesting is how the FBI seems to be leveraging this web of connections to build its case against Diddy. According to sources, investigators have been reaching out to individuals who attended his parties or worked with him in some capacity, encouraging them to come forward with information. It's a classic divide and conquer strategy, one designed to create cracks in Diddy's inner circle and force people to speak out. And it appears to be working. Several former associates have reportedly agreed to cooperate with authorities, providing details that could prove crucial in the case against him. Some have even speculated that the FBI's ultimate goal is to use Diddy as a stepping stone to uncover a larger network of misconduct within the entertainment industry.
Basically what that means is the money that they're saying Diddy has to start paying this guy on October 1st, right. Diddy's team is like, hold on, we need an emergency conversation about why this should not have been granted. And they awarded him a TRO, which basically meant that Diddy's team was not allowed to sell any property in that state or anything related to what could be used to pay the plaintiff.
This strategy has also put immense pressure on Diddy's family, who are already grappling with their own scandals. Insiders claim that tensions within the Combs family have reached a boiling point, with relatives turning on one another in a desperate bid to protect themselves. Some have even suggested that Diddy's siblings and extended family members are already fighting over his assets, anticipating that his legal troubles will leave a power vacuum. It's a grim scenario, one that highlights just how far the family has fallen from the united front they once presented to the world. And let's not forget about the lawsuits. While Diddy's criminal charges have dominated headlines, the civil suits against him, and now reportedly against his sons, are equally explosive. These lawsuits have painted a picture of a man who allegedly used his wealth and influence to manipulate those around him, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. But they've also raised questions about the broader culture of silence in the entertainment industry. Why did it take so long for these allegations to come to light? And how many others were complicit in covering up Diddy's actions?
These are all allegations that have become shockingly familiar against Diddy in recent months, as he has faced lawsuit after lawsuit from women and men who have accused him of all manner.
The ripple effects of the scandal have also reached the business world, where Diddy's once flourishing empire is now in jeopardy. His partnerships with major brands, from fashion to spirits, are reportedly being reevaluated, with some companies choosing to quietly cut ties. It's a stark reminder that in today's climate, even the most powerful figures can fall from grace when public opinion turns against them. But it also raises an uncomfortable question. How many of these companies knew about the allegations before they became public and chose to stay silent for the sake of profit?
Dawn had the choice to file the case as a Jane Doe, and she chose not to do that after giving it a fair amount of thought. She wants accountability.
Meanwhile, the public response to this scandal has been nothing short of polarizing. While some have applauded the bravery of those coming forward, others have questioned the motives behind the allegations, accusing the accusers of seeking financial gain. It's a debate that has only added to the complexity of the situation, muddying the waters as the legal battles continue to unfold. But one thing is clear, the scandal has forced a reckoning in the entertainment industry, shining a spotlight on the darker side of fame and power. And yet, for all the chaos and controversy, there's a sense that the full story has yet to be told. Whispers of even more shocking revelations continue to circulate, with some insiders hinting that the worst is yet to come. Could there be other high-profile figures who will be implicated? Will Diddy's inner circle turn against him to save themselves? And what will this mean for the future of the Combs empire, a dynasty that once seemed untouchable?
I had clients describe NBC as hell, as the worst conditions they've been in.
As the legal battles drag on and the allegations continue to pile up, one thing is certain: this is a story that's far from over. The entertainment world is holding its breath, waiting to see how it all unfolds. And for those who have been caught in the ripple effect, the stakes couldn't be higher. The question now is not just whether Diddy will face justice, but whether the industry as a whole will finally be forced to confront its own complicity in enabling figures like him to thrive. Because if there's one thing this scandal has made clear, it's that no one, not even the most powerful moguls, is above accountability. So, what do you think? Will the Combs family ever recover from this scandal, or is their legacy forever tarnished? And who do you think will be the next celebrity to get caught in the crossfire? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this ongoing saga. Until next time, stay tuned and keep the conversation going.